Good afternoon, everyone. This is our third day of our guest lecture series on education, teaching excellence in education. Today, we are having with us Dr. M. Sendil Kumar, Professor, National Institute of Technology Training, Technical Training, Teachers Training and Research Institute, Chennai, NITTR. Sir is going to present his session on student engagement through effective teaching. I'm happy to welcome you, sir, for this guest lecture series, and I'm happy to welcome all the participants who are joining to this guest lecture through the virtual mode YouTube channel. Welcome you all. Be attentive, and you can post your question through the chat box. Our moderator will forward all the questions to our guest speaker, and the question answer session will be held at the end of the session, end of the discussion. And I'm happy to welcome the IQAC team members to this guest lecture series. My gratitude and profound thanks to our founder chancellor A.C. Shanmugam sir and our president engineer A.C.S. Arun Kumar sir for the continuous support and encouragement. I'm happy to thank our chairman IQAC and our vice chancellor of our university, Dr. Geeta Lakshmi ma'am, and our director IQAC, Dr. Malini ma'am, for the opportunity given to us. And I thank Dr. Subhashri, Joint Register, First Year Engineering Technology, and Deputy Director IQSC for her continuous motivation. Thank you once again. Welcome you all. Kindly follow the ethics of digital learning. Happy learning to you all. Once again, welcome you all. Thank you. Now I request Dr. A. Kaviyarasi, IQAC coordinator, to introduce our today's chief guest.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Hope I'm audible. A very good afternoon to one and all connected with us for this session. Today's session is about the guest lecture session, Excellence in Teaching. I'm here to introduce our chief guest. Happy to introduce our guest of the day, Dr. M. Sendil Kumar, Professor of Mechanical Engineering, Department of Mechanical Engineering, National Institute of Technical Teachers Training and Research Institute, Chennai. Professor is holding a lot of eminent qualifications with them, and he has got his BE degree in the year 1995 from Mangala Amman College of Engineering and Technology, Trichy, and held the first rank in his education journey there. And the MTech in the year 2002 from National Institute of Technology, Trichy, and holding the first rank in engineering, energy engineering especially. And pursued his PhD degree in the year 2021 from the same NIT. Honors and awards. He has participated and honored in a leadership development program in AICTE, Berkeley College, UK, in the year 2016, and guided two PGs and PhDs in his career. And he is the lifetime member in professional bodies such as MISTE and holding membership in the committees like Curriculum Development Committee, DTE, and Outcome-Based Curriculum Development Committee, and Expert Committee, Tamil Nadu, for the wedding of Tamil Nadu Polytechnic equipment purchase, and so on. Sar has actually submitted a lot of research projects and has submitted more than 15 papers, research papers in his career. And we are happy to have such an eminent personality with us today for this session. And once again, I welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Kaviyarasi, for the introduction. Now we are going to start the session. Welcome, Sendil Kumar sir. You can start the session.
First of all, I thanks to the organizers, Dr. Kanya ma'am, and also for other authorities in M.G.R. University. And also I thanks to our director given the permission to share my knowledge with teaching. Okay, sir, that is one of our that is organizer introduced my qualification and experience. So that is sufficient. Now we enter into the session on student engagement through effective teaching and learning. Now we have to discuss on that one. Um, Hello. That is, in this lecture series, we have discussed about the student engagement through effective teaching and learning. So nowadays, that is engagement of the student is somewhat is a challenging one. That is a different type of teaching and learning methods they have to use for the various teaching institutions. Not only in the technical institution, it is in other institution they are also following different methods of teaching and learning, and they have to engage the students in that one. That is the teaching methods means teaching thousand teachers, thousand methods. That is a many teachers they have to use the different methods to engage the student for the teaching and also the transfer the knowledge in the teaching learning process. That is a certain objectives of this one means suppose that is a teaching and learning through the student engagement to list the need for the learning, to state the ingredients of the learning one and real meaning of the teaching, aspects of involved in teaching, to state the importance of instructional objectives in teaching learning process, to identify the input process, output pattern of teaching learning process, and also that we have to interconnect the domains of learning system. That is cognitive, affective, and psychomotor, to explain the teacher student activities in the teaching learning process, to state the need for motivation in the teaching learning process, to state the need for the multimedia approach. These are the anything we have to set a certain objective, then we have to move on. Suppose normally in the teaching learning, there is a fundamentals. The education, the word is derived from the Latin word educator. E is equal to insight to go going ahead. Whatever the insight, we have to go ahead. And from the inside means there is a mental traits, mental aptitudes and impulses. Learning the change of behavior from the previous behavior, teaching a catalytic process for bringing about the desirable changes in the learner's world. That is our teacher role is only the catalytic process. We have to change the certain changes in the students. That is the student engagement. And normally we are also aware about these terms of pedagogy, competency, and nature of it. Normally there are some systematic procedures in the science of teaching and methodology that is called as a pedagogy one. Competency as a skill that one needs in a particular job or particular talk. Competency is a cluster of knowledge, skill, ability, motive, talent, and drawing, self-concept, attitude, and values. Suppose nature of teaching. Suppose anybody are also going for any job. First, they have to ask what are the nature of the particular job. Suppose one person is appointed as a manager or appointed as a engineer. First they have to develop a job knowledge. Similarly, for the teaching, they have to develop a job knowledge and skill. That is in what way we have to transfer the knowledge to the students, and always a different in what way different methodologies, different pedagogical skills is needed for the particular job knowledge. Transmitting the information. The main that is a student engagement means we have to transmit the information. Suppose we are also teaching the subject. I'm a mechanical engineer. I'm also teaching the subject of that is automobile technology or that is the working of internal combustion engine. The particular that is the information it should be transmitted to the student. So that is a transmitting information, modifying the attitudes and habits. So teachers should have a good habits and good attitude. That is the nature of teaching one. And teaching is a process of engaging students in activities that will enable to acquire the knowledge, skills, values, and attitude. So we have to engage the student for the transmitting the information. So that is the process is the teaching one. Different teaching approach. It is set of principles, beliefs, ideas about the nature of learning, which is translated into the classroom one. That is everything we have to bring into the classroom. Suppose we are also teaching that power plant subject. In the power plant subject, we are also teaching the thermal power plant. Suppose it's a hydel power plant, we have to bring all the ideas, all the things we have to bring into the classroom. Different methodology, different aids. We have the things we have to bring into the classroom. That is a teaching approach one. Before enter into that teaching approach, what is the system in our India? Earlier, the curriculum system. Earlier education system is a common under the supervision of gurus. That is a guru and Sishya method. They have a curriculum system used in the earlier period. There is no special classrooms or laboratories are there in the olden days. The house of gurus are the place to learn, and it is called as a curricula, as curriculum. So education was free at the time, but students from well-to-do families paid a Guru Dakshana, a voluntary contribution after the completion of their studies. So some of the subjects taught, how they have to engage the students in those period, in Gurukula period. That is what are the subjects taught. They have to, that is a taught languages, different languages. That is a Vedas and Upanishads and Hindu texts and scriptures, understanding the secrets of nature, reasoning including the logic, sciences and basic medicine, skills necessary for occupation. Suppose which type of occupation you have to need. But that type of skill is a that is a are taught to the particular student. The teaching methods used mainly the reasoning and questioning method. They have to ask the question and ask the question to the Sisya, or Sisya ask the question to the Guru. They have to discussing, and the reasoning method, that is a those period that is a student engagement like that. So that is after that one Thinnai Pallikulam, that is a Thinnai schools and higher education universities in the earlier days. That is called as a Padasalas. Thinnai Pallikulam. The elementary education was important in Padasala, which existed in villages as well as the town one. Usually, Thinnai schools were held in the veranda of some house or under trees. Those period higher education universities also there. That is the Nalanda, Takshashila, Ujjain, Vikramasela, and Kanchi universities were there. In the institute, the subject taught were art, architecture, painting, logic, grammar, philosophy, astronomy, literature, Buddhism, Hinduism, Arthashastram, that is economics and politics, law and medicine. Takshashila specialized in the study of medicine, while Ujjain laid the emphasis on astronomy. So these are some of that universities. That's the world first university, Takshashila University, later Nalanda University, Kanchi University, Ratnagiri University, Vikramasela University, Jagadala University, Pushpagiri University, Udantapuri University, Somapura University, Nalanda, that is the Takshashila, Vallavi University. These are the universities in the earlier period. Next, that is at the primary level. That is in this Thinnai Pallikulam. That is a Paddy school. That is a Thinnai school. Thinnai school is the educational system that existed up to before the present education. Nowadays, we are also using the Western education system. Before that one, the elementary level, that is the education is taught in that Thinnai school. That is a Thinnai Pallikulam. These schools got their name because they were held in the homestead of the teacher. Normally, that is a teacher, there is a veranda or homestead of the teacher house. It is a customary to join school on Vijayadashmi, usually after the age of 5. Students are first familiarized with writing in sand. So that is they have started with the sand. Later trained in Panai Volai with the Eluthani. There is a palm leaves with a special iron pin. The education system was mostly based on memorization. What are the things they have to learn and memorize the thing, and also that recall the memorization things and reproduce. This is the education system. The name of the class, there is a leader is called as a Satam. School started early in the morning. That is a Thinnai Pallikulam. Some notable Thinnai Pallikudams are in Tamil Nadu. Ganapadiya Pillai Thinnai Pallikulam, Tirunelveli. That is a notable scholars, Vellakkal Subramanya Vailiyar and Vayyavri Pillai. Tiruchirappalli Oduvar Thinnai Pallikulam. And some notable scholars is Sri J.M. Nelluswamy Pillai and Kadambadi Thinnai Pallikulam. Notable scholars, Malayamalai Aligar, Srinivasan Pillai Thinnai Pallikulam, Vadiyam, Tiruchirappalli district. Teacher is Sri Srinivasan Pillai. That is my mother's grandfather. He also ran one of the Thinnai Pallikulam in my native village. The notable scholar, Sri Tangavel Pillai, the former registrar, Annamalai University. So these are some notable scholars from the Thinnai Pallikulam. The earlier education started in the Thinnai Pallikulam. These are the images of that one. Initially, they have started the letters in the sand. After that one, they have to use that palm leaves and iron pin, Panai Volai and Eluthani. They have to write the things. These are some images. And the present education system. Nowadays, the present education system, school education, elementary education, secondary education. Under the school education, elementary education, secondary, school level vocational education, school teacher education. In our higher level education system, universities and higher education, that is UGC is responsible for that one, arts and science colleges, medical colleges and other colleges. And technical vocational education, normally the Indian Institute of Technology, National Institute of Technologies, like our NITTR, National Institute of Technical Teachers and Training, and Engineering and Polytechnic colleges, in the higher education system. And I also worked for this more than 25 years in this teaching learning system in a technical education system. My father and mother both were worked as teachers. That is, they retired as a headmaster in the school. They also served for more than 33 years in the teaching learning. That is particularly they have devoted their life for that particular teaching learning for the particular school level. But now I am also more than 25 years, that is dealing the people with the teaching learning process and technical education system. That is now we come to the point of teaching approach. Based on the different teaching approach, we have to engage a student. What are the different teaching approach? First one is a teacher centered. Second one is learner centered. Third one is we have to see one by one. There is a subject matter centered and teacher dominated, interactive approach, banking approach, constructivity approach, disciplinary approach, integrated approach, individualistic approach, collaborative approach, and cooperative approach, and indirectly guided approach and directly guided. In these different methods, we have to approach the students. That is the first one. There is the examples of teaching approach. There is a teacher centered. Teacher is the only source in this method. Lecture method, demonstration, lecture come demonstration. Normally, I am a technical teacher. We are also, that is a teaching in the way, that is a integrated pedagogy approach. We have to discuss, that is a integrate the technical subject as well as the pedagogical skill. Both we have to mix, and our way of teaching is in the form of the integrated pedagogy approach. Pedagogy is the science of teaching. That is an art of teaching. So, in the lecture method, normally the lecture method means we have to give the what are the content I have learned. I am also given in that way. Sometimes I am also using certain charts and boards, lecture method. But in the demonstration means suppose I am a mechanical engineer. Suppose I want to teach the student that is a working of internal, that is a two-stroke petrol engine. So we are all, that is a at that time we should have a models, working model and static models are there. We have to bring the working model of the particular, that is a two-stroke, that is a petrol engine, or four-stroke diesel engine. Suppose we consider as a four-stroke, that is a diesel engine. Suppose we are also having a model of that one. In the demonstration, I have to explain the four-stroke, that is a suction, compression, working, and exhaust. Four-stroke, that is every two rotation. We are having a one working stroke. Similarly, for the one exhaust. Suppose I am also teaching. Suppose teaching means the normally the people, the student level people, they are also the fond of that is a bike and other thing. Suppose four-stroke engines. Normally, suppose we are considering our that is a bullet, that is a Royal Enfield. Suppose they are also having a exhaust like dup, dup, dup. Every two rotation only one exhaust. So that is the way. That is we have to ask the students way. In suppose you are also seeing that. That is a different type of vehicles in this road. It may be a two-wheeler or four-wheeler. At the time, you have to ask, that is what is the sound coming. Suppose in the earlier, our TVS 52-stroke engines, continuous exhaust, that is a continuous exhaust of that gas. There is a, there also every one rotation, they are also having a one working, and also for exhaust, that is the operations. So four-stroke one, every two rotation only one exhaust. There is a lecture demonstration. Suppose we have to demonstrate. Normally in our NITTR Chennai, we are also, that is a conductor training program of energy engineering.
Sir,
Suppose
Sendil sir,
one,
sorry to disturb. The slides are not new. No, it's moving. Slides are not moving. That's what I call
not
it.
moving him. Slides are
Ah,
not. 1 minute.
ah.
Uh, this slide or otherwise earlier slides.
Earlier slides. இப்போ வந்து first slide ல தான் இருந்தது இவ்வளவு நேரம்.
Oh, at the time I asked 1 minute. Oh, அப்படியே இருக்கா மூவ் ஆகுது இது மூவ் ஆகுது. Madam, somebody, our staff also checked in that YouTube. This
Yes.
slide is coming.
Now only it's coming, sir. Can you move to the next slide, sir?
1 minute, 1 minute. Suppose moving or not? This one.
இது கொஞ்சம் டைம் கேப் ஆகுது.
1 minute. Madam.
டைம் சிங்க்.
This one. You have to check. Well,
இல்லைங்க சார்.
uh, 1 minute. Next screen. 1 minute. Next screen. It's okay. And next screen.
அது டைமிங் கொஞ்சம் கேப் இருக்கு சார்.
I think. Okay, madam.
Okay, sir. Now it's coming, sir. Moving. Yes, Paka.
In what
Yes, I
level
can.
thing? Okay,
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
it's okay. That is earlier only first slide only present. These are the things already moved or not? Okay, madam, just revise the things, no problem. Okay, sir. Sometime gap. Okay, sir. Okay. Okay, the participants. Student engagement through effective teaching and learning. And that I also discussed certain things with you. That is a okay. That is a thousand teachers, thousand method. In different way, there is a different way we have to engage the student. That is the fundamentals of teaching and learning. Also, we have discussed. That is the education, learning. Teaching is a catalytic process bringing about the desirable changes in the learners, and pedagogy is the science of teaching, and competency. Competency is a cluster of knowledge, skill, ability, motive, talent, and drawing, self-concept, attitude, values, nature of teaching. There is a suppose we are also going to any job. At the time we have to ask that what type of work is that? What type of nature of work? Suppose you are also appointed as engineer, you are appointed as a that is a manager. Suppose at the time you have to ask the person what is the nature of the work there. Similarly, the nature of work, developing a job knowledge, and that is similarly for in teaching. You have to developing a teaching knowledge and also the pedagogical skills, transmitting information. We have to transmit the information from the that is a teacher to the student. That is a modifying the attitudes and habits. So we have to the teacher should have a good attitude and good habits, and that normally the teaching is a process of engaging students in activities that will enable to acquire the knowledge, skill, values, and attitude. Teaching approach. It is a set of principles, beliefs, ideas about the nature of learning, which is translated into the classroom. Whatever the thing, we have to bring all the thing to the classroom. That is the important one. Suppose I am also teaching the power plant. Suppose thermal power plant I am teaching. In the thermal power plant, what is the thing? Suppose there is a combustion of the coal in this furnace, and also that water and steam circuit. So whatever the thing, I have to bring all the things into the classroom. In the classroom, in what way we have to give the some charts, some images, some models, and also some nowadays the advanced electronic machine computer is available. So we have to give the animations and different type of teaching approaches, or we have to bring all the things into the classroom. So that in the earlier the Gurukula system, earlier the education system is commercial under the supervision of gurus. There is a no special classroom or laboratories in the world. House of Guru is the place to learn. It is called as a Gurukula or Gurukulam system. The education was free, but students from the well-to-do people they also give the paid the Guru Darshana, a voluntary contribution after the completion of the studies one, and also what are the subjects taught those period languages, Vedas and Upanishads, and uh, uh, 1 minute. I have continued some network issue. No problem. Um, okay. 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 Okay, madam. Now we have to continue the session. That is Chennai schools and higher education universities, those period. Higher educations in universities like Nalanda, Takshashila, Ujjain, Vikramasala, Kanchi, and also the Padasala, the elementary education was important in Padasala, which exists both in villages and town. Usually, Padasalas were held in verandas of some house or under trees. In the institute, the subjects taught were art, architecture, painting, logic, grammar, philosophy, astronomy, literature, Buddhism, Hinduism, Arthashastra. It is a combination of economics and politics, law and medicine. Daksasila is one of the oldest university specialized in the study of medicine, while Ujjain laid emphasis on astronomy. So Daksasila World First University, Nalanda University, Kanchi University, Ratnagiri University, Vikramasala University, Jagadala University, Pushpagiri, Vatanpuri, and Somapura universities are some of that is the oldest universities in India, those period. That is the Thinnai Pallikodam, the Paddy School. Thinnai School is an educational system that existed up to before the present education system. Present day, the Western education system now we are also following. That is these schools, that is earlier, that is a Paddy School. That is called as a Thinnai Pallikodam, Thinnai School. These schools got their name because they were held in homestead of the teacher. It is customary to join school on Vijayadashmi. They have to admit that Vijayadashmi after the age of 5. Students are first familiarized with this writing sand. They are also given the chances to write on the sand. There is a write in Tamil and other things. They have to write in the sand. Later trained in that one, they have to given in that is a palm leaves with special iron pin. That is a panai vole with eduthon. The education system was mostly based on memorization. What are the things? What are the transcript? They have to given the guru also. What are the things they have to memorize, recall, and also reproduce the things. That is in this way, those period the students were engaged one. The name, the class leader is called as Chatam one. The school started at the early in the morning. Some notable persons in our Thinnai Pallikudam. That is Thinnai Pallikudam, there is a Ganapadiya Pillai Thinnai Pallikudam, Tirunelveli. Some notable scholars, Sri Vellakal Subramaniam Molia and Vayavuri Pillai. And Tiruchirappalli Oduva Thinnai School, that is a Thinnai Pallikudam. Notable scholars, Sri J.M. Nallaswamy Pillai. And Kadambadi Thinnai Pallikudam, notable scholars, our Maram, that is Sri Maramalai Adigal. And Srinivasam Pillai Thinnai Pallikudam, Vadiyar Tiruchirappalli. The teacher is Sri Srinivasam Pillai, my mother's grandfather. In my native place, those period, they ran one Thinnai school. Notable scholars, Sri Tangavel Pillai, the former registrar, Annamalai University. He also that studied in this Thinnai Pallikudam, that is Srinivasam Pillai Thinnai Pallikudam in Vadiyar. And also these are the images of them. First they have to write on the sand, and after the train that is given that training to how to write in these palm leaves with the help of the iron pin. And this is the image of that present education system, school education, elementary education, secondary education, school level vocational education, school teachers education, higher level university and higher education. That is UGC is responsible for the university and higher education, arts and science colleges, medical colleges, technical and vocational education. Our IITs, Indian Institute of Technology, National Institute of Technologies, National Institute of Technical Teachers Training, and other government and private engineering and polytechnic colleges, and also some deemed universities and universities, that is a technical universities are there. That is in the present education system. I also in this education system for more than 25 years as a teacher, trainer in that one. My father and mother, there is a both, there is a what as a teacher, retired as headmaster in the school level. They also served the teaching learning system for the school level. There is a students more than 33 years. That is examples of teaching approach. That is a teaching approach. How in this different type of teaching approaches are to engage the student. That is the first one is a teacher centered. That is a learner centered. That is a student centered. Subject matter, particular subject matter centered. Teacher dominated. Some of the teachers are dominated one. We have to discuss the detailed manner. The interactive teaching approach. banking approach, constructivity approach, disciplinary approach, integrator, individualistic, collaborative, cooperative, indirect guider, direct guider. Examples of teaching. Suppose we have to consider the teacher center. So in those period, that is some nowadays we are also different methods to engage the student. Though that is a earlier period, that is a teacher only the resource. Teacher also, but that is all the students. They have to respect the teacher. Teacher is a known. There is a known source for all the subject. That is a lecture. First, the teacher is used the method of lecture method and demonstration method. Lecture come demonstration. Lecture method normally what are the content I know. Suppose I'm a lecturer means what are the nowadays many engineering colleges the change in name is the lecturer to assistant professor because the teacher is a facilitator. So the name they change into lecturer and the polytechnic others they are also maintaining the lecturer. Okay, there is a lecture method, demonstration, and lecture come demonstration. The lecture method, what are the content I know, I have to deliver. I have to deliver to reach and also reach the student. Demonstration. Suppose demonstrate. Suppose I have to bring certain model. Normally the teaching aids having a static model as well as a dynamic model. Static model, there is no movements. Suppose dynamic model. In the dynamic model, suppose I am also teaching a internal combustion engine, four-stroke diesel engine. Suppose we are considering. Suppose I have to teach the four. I have to bring the four-stroke diesel engine model. Suppose working model operated by some battery or hand operated like that one. They are having a that is a four-stroke suction compression working exhaust. So every two rotations, they are also having a one power stroke. Similarly for one exhaust. Suppose also you are also seeing that vehicles, two-wheelers in that four-stroke engines, that is two-wheelers in the roadside. Suppose our suppose example of Royal Enfield. Suppose they are also having a 350 cc engine, four-stroke diesel, that is petrol engine. Suppose nowadays in petrol engine, earlier diesel engines were nowadays Royal Enfield 350 cc, that is a petrol engine. So they have to having a suction, compression, working and exhaust. So that is a every two rotation only that is a one power as well as for the exhaust one. So they are also coming. There is a top. There is a different sound. There is a gap is coming from the exhaust. So every two rotation only they are also coming. Similarly for suppose a two-stroke engine continuously they are also coming. Sorry, LTVS 50. There is a two-stroke engine. They are also coming a exhaust. So every one rotation there is exhaust. So there is a demonstration way. You have to ask to the student what are the components. There is a list of engines available in that in the environment. So they have to discuss. Lecture and demonstration. So I have to give you a certain component. Suppose I am also teaching to the student of internal. There is a combustion engine, internal combustion engine, and external combustion. Internal combustion engine, I am having the model. External combustion engine, I am not having. Our steam turbines, our steam engines are. At the time, I have to use a lecture come demonstration. There is a teacher center where we have to engage the students. And an example of teaching approach, another one, learner center. There is a student center. Based on the learner's interest, concern, and situation on learning space. So based on the situation and learning space, particular place, we have to give. Suppose we have to use the method of flipped classroom method, project-based method. First one is the flipped classroom method. The instructor pre-records the lectures, posts the recording to online for student to watch before the class and then assist the student as they work through the assignment during the class. Suppose the flipped classroom, normally the lecture method is a lecture method. What are the things I know as a lecture they have to deliver? Nowadays, assistant professor, or associate professor deliver the lecture. Suppose flipped classroom. Suppose we are also having a limited time. Suppose I have to limited time only means I have to already given a certain record that is lectures and the recording to the online. Suppose I have to given to the link to the student. Already you have to learn the things, and at the time of the class you have to discuss the things, and I have to give the assignments to you. You have to complete. That is in the short period we have to cover the more sessions. There is a more content. That is a flipped classroom. Another one, the project-based method. Suppose project-based method means project-based instruction is an instructional approach designed to give a student the opportunity to develop knowledge and skill through engaging project set around the challenges and problems they may face in the real world. Normally, in our diploma or engineering level, we are also final year. We are having a so normally having a project. In this project only, suppose the engineer. Engineer means normally they have to design, manufacturing, and maintenance of the equipment. Suppose they are also having the design knowledge. Which type of design they have to choose? Which type of material they have to choose? There is a the different type of project based. There is we have to allot a certain project. They have to develop their own and they have to give the final one. In this way, we have to engage the student in the project based method. Another one is a jigsaw method. The students are divided into small groups of 4 to 5 members, with each group responsible for becoming expert on a different aspect of the same problem or topic. Suppose I am using the zigzag method in my classroom. Suppose I am also teaching the subject of that is solar thermal applications, and also for solar energy application generally. Suppose I have to give. Suppose they are having 20 students in the classroom. So I have to divide it into 4 groups, 5 members each. So 4 groups. I have to give the same topic to all the students. Suppose for the group. So I am also giving the solar energy application to one group. So all the 4 groups they have to discuss and collect the material, and finally they have to present. At that time, the 4 group the same topic. There is a solar energy application. Somebody they have to discuss more on solar thermal. Somebody they have to solar photovoltaic system. Somebody they are having a solar distillation. So the same topic, the different people, different group, they have to think and they have to there is a discuss the thing and present. So more there is a there the 4 group they have to discuss, they have to present me the same topic. That is a more information they have gathered in this jigsaw. Another one, ICT based teaching involved. Nowadays, the integration of digital tools, devices, and platforms to enhance the educational experience. Nowadays, now we are also using that is a computer, online teaching, digital tool. Suppose I am also teaching the idle power plant. That is idle power plant. Suppose in those days it was difficult to see that idle power plant. That is yearly once only they have to arrange a visit for that particular place. Nowadays, I am teaching that 1 hour power plant engineering means I have to bring all that in this classroom. I have to bring all. That is a power plant, thermal power plant. That is a coal and ash circuit, and water and steam circuit, and a cooling water circuit. Similarly, for idle power plant, high altitude, there is a water is stored in the dam. The lower altitude, there is a working animations are there. There is a working of there is a turbine, water turbines. That is a Francis and Kepler turbine, how they are working, how they have to convert. So these are the digital tools and devices. They have to easily, they have to bring all the material to the classroom. They have to engage the student. Continuous lecture means more than 45 minutes. It is not possible. Two, there is a listen one. So there is a different type of blended mode. That is a different type of examples we have to give the students. In this way, there is ICT based teaching involves the integration of digital tools, devices, and platforms to enhance the education experience. Another subject matter centered. Based on particular subject matter, English or that is suppose language or maths, science, social studies, fine art. Suppose the subject matter, which is a particular subject. Teacher dominated. Teacher does not consider the learner's interest, concern, and situation. They are also continuously doing a teacher dominated method. An interactive banking approach, constructivities, and discipline. Interactive approach to any given lesson plan encourages students to interact with each other with the subject matter. So suppose I am also teaching the students, encourage the student interact. Suppose I am also teaching a particular subject of suppose I am a mechanical engineer, all may coming for my examples. Suppose I am also teaching that automobile vehicles. At the time, also teaching the types of vehicle. That is how the classification of vehicle, different factors. Suppose I have to ask the students, what are the vehicles you are also seeing in the road? It may be a 2-wheeler or 4-wheeler. We have to consider as a factor of there is a number of wheels, 2-wheeler, 4-wheeler, multi-wheeler. And another one, some students are telling, sir, it is a petrol engine, it is a CNG, it is a diesel engine. Based on the fear, the classification, that is a petrol engine, diesel engine, that's a CNG. And in this way, interactive way, we have to ask the student. That is a continuous lecture is not a suitable one. So we have to interact. Banking approach. The banking model of education is an approach that sees students as containers in which the knowledge is deposited by the teacher. Normally, most of the teachers are doing, sir, I want to complete the 5 units. So I am also continuously, I am also giving a lecture. I have to deposit. That is a model of education approach that deposit the knowledge with the students' mind. So the students, some students they are capable to grasp, some students not capable to grasp the things. So this is the one. Constructivity theory approaches to learning as a student have their own way of thinking. Students should be treated as an individual and should have the opportunity to work with others and learn through observation. So constructivity, they have to design. So we have to given a certain model. You have to design. Suppose constructivity means nowadays our automobile vehicle. Suppose nowadays we are also having a automobile car. Suppose car means having a two front wheel, two back wheel, and before the driver they are having a two bonnet area. Suppose there is a why the bonnet area design means those period that is internal combustion engines are placed before in the bonnet one. So that on more areas nowadays the EV vehicles are coming. Nowadays they have to replace that engine to the electric motor. That much space is not needed. So you have to give the students. You have to design the automobile one, car based on the electrical vehicle. The design may be there. They have to think their own way. Another one, disciplinary. The teaching based on particular discipline. Suppose the mechanical, electrical, energy. Suppose nowadays our technical subject, mechanical engineering, the branch, they are also having a certain subject. So based on the discipline, these are the fluids mechanics, fluid machinery, strength of material, thermal engineering one, workshop technology. So discipline wise we have to teach. Similarly for electrical. An integrated learning incorporate multiple subjects which are usually taught separately, an interdisciplinary method of teaching. So interdisciplinary, suppose I am also teaching the renewable energy. That is the interdisciplinary method. That is, we have to suppose solar thermal application, solar electrical applications, and individualistic. A method of teaching in which content instructional technology are based upon the abilities and interests of each learner. So, method of teaching, we have to choose which type of method approach to the particular student. Suppose we have to teach means some of the students having the grasping power. Other individualistic. Suppose we have to assess the student. Some student the lack. We have to arrange certain classes for them to improve their standard. And direct and indirect guidance. Suppose a teacher usually gives the information in a very explicit manner. Direct instruction is usually taught. Indirect way. Suppose our example. Suppose I am also teaching that. Thermodynamics. In the thermodynamics, suppose Carnot efficiency. I am also telling the higher temperature, 100, that is a 100 degrees Celsius. The lower temperature, that is a T1 is 100 degree. T2 means they are around for 28 degree. 28 degree, around for 30, 28, 30. So this is the thing I am also considering. So the T1 by T2 by T1. This is the efficiency, Carnot efficient of the engine. In the directly, I am also giving the that is ask the question. The students also indirectly get it. Suppose a simple example. Suppose find out the Carnot efficiency. The Carnot engine is operated between the boiling point of water and the atmospheric temperature. Indirectly, some of the students also think the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. Very higher temperature is 100 degrees. The lower temperature, atmospheric temperature, suppose normally here 30 degrees. So they have to find out the T1 by T2. That is 100 minus 30 divided by 100. That is they have to find the efficiency of that one. So indirectly we have to ask the questions and examples. Collaborative and cooperative approach. In what way in the cooperative? Suppose collaborative learning is an educational approach of teaching and learning which groups of students participate in solving issues, completing tasks, or creating products together. Collaborative learning flourishes in social environment where learners can converse with each other. Difference between the cooperative and collaborative. In cooperative learning, the teacher gives responsibility to each group member to be change the charge of the academic performance of the other members. So, in the cooperative learning, teacher gives the responsibility. Teacher gives a particular topic. You have to work on that one. So, I am also given that. That is, you have to find out that there is a bioenergy. You have to design here. There is a biomass. That is a gasifier. I am also give the particular task to the student. I have to fix and collaborative. In the collaborative way, the students also choose. Suppose in the cooperative learning, I have to give the topic of design the biomass gasifier. Suppose in the collaborative, I have to give a suitable renewable equipments. There is a renewable energy equipments. I am also giving the general. So they have to choose a biomass reactor or solar PV. So different time, that topic or particular topic is not given to the student. They have to choose and they have to develop and present. There is a collaborative. Cooperative, we have to fix the topic and give the work, and they have to work in the group. There is a cooperative and collaborative teaching approach. Next one, principles of teaching. Principle of using previous knowledge and principle of providing for individual different. Suppose principle of using previous knowledge. Suppose I am a teacher. I am also having a previous knowledge. And suppose I was recruited as a at the time the assistant professor for mechanical engineering. Previous they have to test my previous knowledge. Suppose you are having an internal combustion engine. Are you ready to teach? Or there is a previous knowledge. I'm also having a certain knowledge on energy engineering. I'm having the knowledge about a heat transfer. Then based on that only I have to teach. I have principle of providing for individual difference. Individual difference means providing for principle of providing for individual. Suppose some students having a grasping power is more, some people are a grasping power is less. Based on that only we have to teach. Principle of readiness for the teacher. Principle of ready means at the time those period that is in my that is a BE. I am also studied the BE completed in 1994. At the time environmental studies is not a separate subject. After that one, I also passed. Suppose a subject that is I am also taking the subject of environmental safety nowadays for industrial safety engineering. So principle of readiness, I am also ready to take the particular subject. Now that is a new one. I have to learn and also read. Principle of meaningfulness. Suppose I am also teaching in there is a particular content. It should be the meaningful one. Principle of defining specific objective of the lesson. Normally the preparing the lesson plan, how to fix a particular session. Suppose suppose I am also teaching that that is a solar energy applications. The specific objectives after the lesson, after the particular solar thermal flat plate collector. Suppose specific objective means after that one, students are able to design the solar thermal flat plate collector. Specific objective of the particular lesson. Principle of proceeding from simple to complex. I am also starting from the simple to complex one means suppose example of suppose I am also teaching that suppose design of solar, that is a photovoltaic. Suppose at the time simple way I am also teaching. Suppose in the photosynthesis, normally in the biological plant they are also using the solar energy, the photon energy. They have to use the photon energy photosynthesis process. They have to produce the biomass. Similarly, the suppose solar photovoltaic. Similarly, there is a sort of PV cells, photovoltaic cell. They have to absorb the photon energy of the sun radiation and convert into photovoltaic effect. So simple to complex one. Principle of proceeding from concrete to abstract one. Normally that research study. We are also doing the research study. Finally, we are also publishing a paper. Where also the content of that is a different type of experiments we conducted, and also that we have to compare the data from the previous one, and we have to compare with the literature survey. So finally, we have to write the abstract. So publish the paper means first you have to write the abstract, means total concrete to abstract. Principle of proceeding from general to specific. General to specific. Suppose generally all are we are also studying as a the particular. Suppose I am also teaching a particular petrochemical engineering. The specific means first we have to teach that is general one, general engineering and chemical engineering, and in the chemical engineering the petrochemical engineering, and principle of proceeding from known to unknown. Suppose the students also known certain concept in the plus 2 level. They are also entered in the that is a engineering level. So already they are also known a certain basic concept. We have to correlate the basic concept and we have to teach the student for a particular development of the particular machinery and other thing. Known to unknown. Another one. Suppose the teaching process in what way we have to engage. Suppose the student one, planning, implementation, and evaluation process. In this planning phase, there is a three phases of teaching. There's a planning, implementation, and evaluation. Stage one, there is a pre-active, interactive, and also the post-active. Fixing of goals and the content. Suppose you are also going to teach a particular subject. Fixing of the goals and content. That is after that one. So I am also having a design of automobile. Suppose automobile vehicle design. One subject is there. Suppose fixing of the goals and content. I am also fixing the goal. After this study, the students will be able to design a car. Nowadays, there is automobile engineer. There is they should be capable to design a car and manufacture a car. There is we have to fixing of the goals and content. And the content we have to collect the particular content. Decision about strategies. Which type of teaching strategy, teaching approach I have to choose one. There is a pre-active. And diagnosis of the learners, actions and reaction. Diagnosis, there is a diagnosis of the learner. Suppose you are also going to teach a first year student. First year student means their entry level behavior is there. There is after the plus 2 only they are also entered. So that is so you have to teach from the basic onward. Suppose you are also in the 6th semester. In the 5th semester, one of the students already studied the thermal engineering 1. The 6th semester thermal engineering 2. At the time, there is a level of learner is already learned certain things. They have to continue from that one. Diagnosis, actions and reaction. Based on that only, you have to take the action reaction. And appropriate teaching, there's a testing devices. During the class itself, you have to test the oral test and interactive way, and also summative and that is a formative and summative assessment. You have to follow that one. Feedback and testing phases of teaching, and also the planning phase. The needs of the learner, the achievable goals and objective to meet the need, selection of the content, what type of content to be taught, and motivation to carry out the goal. In what way we have to that is a motivate the student. Suppose I am also teaching that particular, that is a wind energy application. I have to motivate the student. Wind energy applications, a lot of energy sources available. You are also capable to write. There's a lot of job opportunities in wind energy. In this way, we have to motivate. Choose the teaching approach. We have to which type of teaching approach we have to choose. That is an interactive way, demonstration way, evaluation process to measure the learning outcome. Another one, consideration planning. That is a learner. That is a first year learner or intermediate learner, or availability of material. Suppose I have to choose that demonstration model. I am having the model of post diesel engine. But awareness of material is not available, but I am also having a computer. That is similarly, I am also collecting the animation for that one. Time requirement of particular activity. So the particular time requirement, they are having a 5 units. In the 5 units, they are also having a planning phase. That is a course plan, unit plan, and lesson plan. And there is a separate activities. That which type of, that is a plan time requirement, 45 units, 45 periods for 5 units, 9, that is a 9 periods for 1 unit. For the topic, time requirement. Strategy need to achieve the, which type of strategy, teaching method you have to choose. Implementation phase. Put into the action the different activities to achieve the objective one. Interaction of the teacher and learner is an important one. So interactive learning. Use a different teaching style and strategy. And evaluation, that is a summative assessment. The goal is to evaluate the student learning at the end of the instructional unit by comparing it against some standards or benchmark. Our final exam, final project. Suppose a research study means finally publish a paper. It is a summative assessment. What is the formative assessment? The goal of formative assessment is to monitor the student learning, providing the feedback to improve the teaching. During the class itself, we have to ask the oral questions. We have to conduct the class test. We have to give the exercise to the particular student. We have to give the assignment. Normally, you do not give the assignment. Same assignment do not give to all the students. Suppose you have to give a different assignment. My experience, I also studied in a second year. There is a B mechanical engineering. At the time, that is one of our staff also given an assignment to me. At the time, I am also did I that is in this Thursday. That is a Wednesday. The student is given, and Thursday that is a Monday. The last day to submit. So at the time, that is a Thursday and Friday. At the time, I was a leave. So that is a Wednesday evening. I completed the assignment of the particular fluid mechanics subject. And then finally, I also did some mistake. Suppose some mistake, that is a unit wise. Suppose you are also considering 50 into 2 means suppose 100. I also put the 120. So I put that value of 50 into 2 is 120. There is a mistakenly suppose done like that. So at the time, there is a, I don't know, is a, this error was occurred at the time. And that is a Wednesday evening. I am having the assignment in my classroom. I suppose my students also taken. And there is a not student. At the time, there is a co-students. They are also, suppose recently also completed the assignment you have to give. So that is a frank way there is a I gave to the student. So they also copied the things. That is a Friday, all are submitted. But I did not submit the assignment. Monday only I came and submitted to the particular clean mechanics teacher. At the time he asked, you copy from where? At the time, sir, I am that I also that prepared that assignment earlier. I also told you because all I did the mistake of 15 to 2 is 120. Your paper also the same one. But actually, I was did the mistake of 120 in the earlier. All the people copied and they submitted earlier. So finally, I submit mean the student, that is a teacher asked where you have to copy this assignment. So the owner of that assignment is mine. So that is this type of things will be uploaded in future. So you have to give the assignment the student different topic to the different student. So do not copy the things. That is a class test, exercise, and assignment. Suppose good teaching and effective teaching. Nowadays, effective teaching. What is it? Suppose after completing your studies, suppose you are also working in some places. At the times you are suppose you are working means some of the teacher only in your mind. That is some of the teacher only. That is based on the effective methods. Normally, the good teaching is teaching the content in good manner. What are the content they are also giving? Suppose they have to transfer, that is a good teacher. Effective teaching, that is a term used to describe the knowledge, strategies, and conduct of a successful educator. Suppose successful educator means they have to use the different strategies, different engage the students. They have to impart, that is a more amount of input to the student in addition to their curriculum, and they have to develop the particular student, the successful educator. It is the ability to make a positive impact on the student's life and academic career by the teaching method. Capacity to impart skill sets, introduce a new concept. Suppose every day you are also going. Suppose I also did M.Tech Energy Engineering in NIT. Those period, the name was Regional Engineering College. That is a Regional Engineering College. So that is one of my HOD. That is a Subramaniam. That is a Subramaniam. That is Dr. Subramaniam sir. Normal. He also came to the classroom and also introduced a new concept. Suppose in the concept means suppose nowadays a lot of books are there. There is a standard question, standard problem is there. Suppose my, that is my at the time my classmates now they are working in different places. Dr. Joseph and Dr. Mukesh Kumar, Dr. Bhubadi, now he is working as a scientist in Nivea. So a lot of students studied. That is those were my classmates. Those that is Dr. Subramaniam normally enter into the classroom, give that new concept. Suppose that is a problem is not as a defined one. Suppose simple example. We are also NIT Tiruchirappalli. There's a regional engineering Tiruchirappalli. I studied there. That is actually normally came and given any time. Suppose he also given one there is one question. You have to design the pipeline from Kaveri River to BHL industry. There is a single line. There is a single line only the question. Also he went after 1 hour, 2 hours. He also came and also collected all the things. In this way, but we have to design which type of concept, which type of pipelines. What is the height of that Kaveri River? That is below that sea level. That is above the sea level. How much the Kaveri River? Above the sea level, that is how much the height of that BHL, and which type of pipe, which type of pumps, which type of pipelines. We have to apply our ideas, innovative ideas. In this way, we have to design one. You have to teach in that way. So you have to introduce a new concept to your students. Suppose in automobile engineering, you have to give a new concept. You have to design a EV, that is the electric vehicle, with a new design, and help the students learn at a consistent rate to increase their own understanding of the field. So learn at a consistent rate and increase their own understanding of it. Then we have to help the student. What purpose the particular student is learn, and what is the output of that one. These are the things you have to give the good teaching and effective teaching. And the effective teaching practices. Enjoy the field of education. First of all, you have to enjoy the field. I'm also that. You are also that. Enter into a teacher or educator or as a facilitator. First, you have to enjoy the field of education. Create a positive learning environment. So you have to create a positive learning environment in the workplace and connect with student. You have to connect the student. Normally, in this connect with the student. Suppose I do not. Suppose every day I am coming. I am also giving some lecture method and asking him. You have to connect with the student. Interactive way. Be prepared. Suppose you are also going to the particular session. Is you be prepared with that additional things related to that one. Manage a weekly schedule. Particular week, what you will be do. Use clear language. Suppose it may be a local language or it may be English or certain vernacular language. So you have to use the clear language. Set reasonable expectations. Suppose you are also these are the given. I am also given the student. After that one, the student will be able to. There is some reasonable expectation. Adapt to different circumstances. Suppose adapt to different circumstances. Suppose different circumstances mean suppose a 6 month particular time 6 months is a one semester for a particular subject. Suppose due to that admission and that is it may be reduced to for 3 months. So you have to complete the session. Don't using the banking approach. You have to depositing the content to the student. Adapt it different. You have to use the flipped classroom method. You have to give them and discuss with the people. That's adapt to the different circumstances. Find the resources. Suppose in the resources manner, not only for resources. Suppose you are also teaching the automobile subject. Mean every day I am also giving an animation. It's not good. Suppose you have to arrange certain field visit to nearby automobile manufacturing unit or automobile maintenance section. Reflect on practices. You have to give a practical oriented subject. Have a sense of humor. So you have to give it suitable examples and easy way. You have to tell with some humor. There is a sense of humor is necessary for a teacher, and so it is also used. There is a way to understand to deliver this. That is your content to the student. Offer a practical applications. So you will also give nowadays that is an internship and implant training. These are the certain practical applications. Nowadays, teacher as a facilitator. So in the earlier period, teacher is the only source, they have to give, impart the knowledge to others. Nowadays, teacher is a facilitator. The responsibility of a teacher is to help, guide and assist the student for learning. Nowadays, everything is available everywhere. So you have to assist only, you have to facilitate only. Teachers may use appropriate instructional techniques. That is a teaching approach. Understand the learner's need, provide the support and encouragement. What is the learner's need? Which type of resources needed? Suppose any animation, any model, any internship or implant training, whatever the things need, you have to provide. In other words, teachers have to fix. Nowadays, the teachers have to function as a facilitator. That is, a teacher as a facilitator. There is a different type of teaching methods. Nowadays, a seminar method, panel discussion, field trip, and also the case study, brainstorming, role playing. So in this way, our teachers role in the suppose seminar is a discussion where the student present a paper on a given topic to the class for discussion and analysis. Our select the suitable topics for presentation, arrange a seminar, guide the student, analyze student contribution, give feedback on presentation, help student identify main points and draw conclusion. That is why I am telling the seminar mean. Normally in the BE level student, finally the project phase, that is after completing the project only the students have given the chance to present. They are not, suppose I also that I went to certain Viva voice. There's examination of final projects for BE, MTech and also for PhD. For the BE level, the MTech level somewhat better. PhD okay. But the BE level student, they are also hesitate to speak. And why means that is they are not given the chances for the different seminar presentation. So you have to arrange a seminar presentation for the students every year, every semester. Suppose the strength may be the 40 or 50 like that. So you have to arrange certain seminar. Then only the students, what is the student role? Gather relevant information. Prepare presentation on assigned topic. Seek guidance from the teacher. Participate in the discussion. Identify main points and draw. That is a conclusion. So in this way, they have to, what is the use to do? Help students become independent learner. Promote a leadership skill. We are also having a leadership, how to present, how to handle the particular session. Half an hour you are giving me, you have to lead the half an hour, engage the student. That is a practice the presentation skill, develop the analytical skill. The panel discussion. It is a presentation on a selected topic, 3 or more speakers. Suppose we have to arrange a, suppose I am also discussing the automobile technology, I have to arrange for one industry expert, one from academic institution, one from a research institution. So we have to arrange a panel discussion. The students will also ask the questions. There is a panel discussion, field trip. Under the field visit, you have to arrange. Suppose automobile workshop. Suppose it is a thermal power plant nearby the means, then we have to arrange a thermal power plant. Otherwise, some robotics, automation, industry is nearby, you have to arrange. And for a case study, describe a case study. Suppose real or imagine and ends with the problem. Normally, the MBA students, they are also given the case study. The particular company is going on. Suppose a particular going on the profit way. Suppose the profit is less. In what way you have to adapt to this new situation or new method. Similarly, for the case study given to your student, suppose you will be appointed as an engineer in a particular company. The company is in this situation. What are your strategies? What is the methods you have to involve? There is a case study you have to give. Brainstorming is a process to generate as many ideas as possible in short time. Suppose you are also teaching, you are going to teach a thermal engineering too. First, you have to arrange a brainstorming session. That is a process to generate many ideas in the thermal engineering one. What are the things they are having? What are the additional things? We have to brainstorm and go. Role playing is a simulation process for dealing with problems through action. A problem is outlined, acted out, discussed. Here, role play means suppose normally in that role play, the MBA normally they are also using this one, but engineering level in the role play. Suppose after completing, you may be appointed as a particular junior engineer or assistant engineer. What is your role in the particular company? What are the steps you have to take? That is a role playing. Similarly, for games, nowadays the gaming, there is a simulation. Suppose nowadays, suppose a simulation method. Suppose I am also going to learn driving means first we have to use what? There is some gaming technique and other things. There's a gaming, there's a games. 1 minute, sir. 1 minute. 1 minute. One minute, sir. Next one, the engaging through the teaching. Now certain learning. The students also they have to ready for that. That is the thing. Suppose teacher also, I am also teacher is ready to teach in different method where I am also going to engage the student. The student should cooperate. Then only the final task will be achieved. The learning, the change of behavior from the previous one. The change in an individual's behavior caused by experience or self-activity. It can be intentional or unintentional. Suppose the change of behavior from the previous. Suppose you are also entered that suppose there is a second semester mechanical engineering. Suppose he is also go for the third semester. What are the certain changes? Certain things are learned one. That is based on the teachers and based on the self-activity. Another one, learning factors. What are the learning factors? Motivation, reinforcement, measure and feedback, participation, interest or compulsion. Suppose the interest, some people are do not participate. That is somebody they are also studying mechanical engineering. Why you studying mean? Suppose he is telling, sir, I am interested for electronics. My father is forced. My father is compelled. That is given the compulsion to join mechanical engineering. This type of things, interest or compulsion, practice, applicability. Suppose after completing this one, I go going to run a company, or otherwise I go to the research. That is applicable. Individual differences based on the learning capacity. That is individual. Somebody having a quick grasping power, somebody the lesser one. That is individual differences. Perception and environmental factor. This environmental factor also the important one. Suppose I am also studying a automobile. There is automobile. There is a particular automobile technology subject. Mean environmental nearby. Lot of manufacturing companies are. That means every day I am also going and see. Suppose I am also that is shipbuilding. That is a shipbuilding here means nearby is a port and other things are there. Suppose there is a no ship and other thing. So there is environmental factor is another one. Teaching learning process. There is a I already told in teaching different approaches we have to engage the student. But the learning, the students also capable to learn. They have to cooperate for the engagement. That is a learning can occur in three domains: cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. That is already I told. Teacher is a facilitator. Teacher is a catalytic process. Teaching is a catalytic process bringing about desirable changes in learners. What is the relation between the teaching and learning? That is, in what way we have to engage the student in different ways. In this one, cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. Cognitive, the knowing, that is knowing the things, understanding, problem solving, deriving a formula and application. Affective feeling, values, attitudes, interest, and discipline. And psychomotor, practical skill, driving, assembling, painting one. Here, that is cognitive aspect. What are the things they have to tell? And showing affective. They are also not able to tell, but showing. Suppose you have to come somebody they are also not studying well, but every time they are also punctuality. They have to maintain the punctuality one. In the right time they are also coming. In the right time they are going. Some task they have to complete it. That is a showing and doing. Psychomotor. I am also normally it's automobile. That is a technician. Suppose whatever maybe you may be an automobile engineer. Let's say BA, MTech or PhD, automobile engineer means suppose your car, any problem in car engines, your PhD degree is not help to solve the particular problem in your car. There is a particular technician is learned, is allotted for the particular one. That is a particular, they have to call the automobile technician, they have to find out the problem, then they have to rectify. There is a psychomotor aspect. Because why it means they are also learned for it. Suppose I do not belong the automobile, that is a MTech or PhD holder, but they are also study the broad way, they are concept, application, research. But psychomotor, they have to spend, suppose 2 years, they are also studying that automobile technique, they have to study about the particular engine only. There is a little bit, the way I am telling you, the more concentration on psychomotor aspect. There is a lesser in cognitive and lesser in affective. They are also more. They have to concentrate the particular and practice also given that one. That is the thing. There is a cognitive aspect, affective aspect, psychomotor aspect. There is a teaching and learning. That is a learning at different levels. That is a learning at different level. I'm not going in that all the things, but the learning theory is needed because there are certain things are there up to the age of the student. There is a child also learning in 2 years and also 60 years and 2 to 7 years. And that adolescent learner, we have to consider the adolescent learner. Beyond the age of 16 years, the mind develops the capacity to think in the abstract form. At this stage, the mind has the capacity to invert cognitive pattern, negate them. These are the certain in-depth things. I'm not going in-depth all the things. There is a certain learning theories, different types of learning theories. There is a cognitive theory, constructivist theory, social learning theory, connectivism theory, adult learning theory, behaviorist theory. There is a cognitive learning theory means cognitive learning is an active style of learning focused on helping you learn how to maximize your brain's potential. It makes it easier for you to connect new information with existing ideas. Already you are also learning it will also there is a connect with the existing things. For explaining complex form of learning, reasoning, problem solving, it is an in-depth one. This is a behavioral learning. Emphasize observable behavior such as new skill, knowledge, or attitude which can be demonstrated, observable and measurable. Individual, there is a thing. And constructivity theory means by creating meaning from the experience. There is a, these are already we have the constructivity approach for the teaching and social learning. There is an interaction, observation, social context, interacting in a community of practice. So certain people, there is a we do not give that input from the book or other thing. Social learning. There is a based on that the social there is an individual acquires knowledge to engage in social activities. Social learning theories take social interaction. They are useful for understanding detailed information processing like social because based on suppose there is an suppose somebody they are also studying in automobile engineering. Then there is a social learning means some of the students in the places they are also well versed in electronics. That they will also learn the electronics, social learning, and also connectivism theory, interaction, intersection of previous knowledge, experience, perception, and comprehension and flexibility that learning occurs distributed with the network, social technology, there is a social, technologically enhanced, recognizing and interpreting patterns, communities of practice, professional development. There is a simple way. Nowadays, we have to connect it easily with the social media. Nowadays, Skype, Facebook, blogs, podcast, forum. Now I am also delivering the lecture through that online teaching. That is I am also in one place. That is organizer is one place. The viewers in different places. There is a connectivism there. There is a technology is used to build network where the knowledge can be accessed and built upon the community members. There is a nowadays WhatsApp and other thing. These are the connectivism thing. Adult learning theory. Adult learning theory, also known as andragogy. Biological change takes place at individual age is a concept of learning in adults, how it differ from the children's learning pattern. What are the 6 key points assumption developed by that is the educator, the American adult educator Malcolm Knowles? It also emphasizes the determination of suitable learning techniques for adults. What are the adult learning theory? That is orientation of learning, motivation of learn, reason to learn, self-concept, experience, readiness. I'm not going in that, just think. Readiness, the students also, for specific reason, there is a they should readiness to learn, orientation of learning. Adults will want to learn the things applicable to everyday lives instead of general learning practical skill. So learn things applicable. Suppose the orientation of suppose particular thing I have to learn, it will be applicable to the particular thing. In this way, they have to orientation of learning. Motivation, they require their own motivation, reason to learn new things. So self-motivation or motivation from the teacher or reasons to learn. Adults require strong reason to learn. In what purpose I have to learn? There. Self-concept. Adults have self-concept, motivate the student. Experience. Previous learning experience help for the new learning experiences. Suitable learning techniques, active learning, experimental learning, project-based learning, self-directed learning. There is a there's a discovery, that is action learning. Participants work in small group or real project problem and learn how to learn from the activity. Already I already told project-based approach for teaching. The students also they have to cooperate for this engagement of action learning. Experimental learning, more commonly referred as a learning by doing. There is a project, there is also that experimentation. There is a, we are also giving some experiment. Then they have to do the experiment, they have to learn. Project-based learning, participants work in a small group, and otherwise a project-based teaching approach. The students also they have to cooperate for this engagement. Student there is project-based learning, self-directed learning, self-motivated, self-directed learning is achieve the goal. Next is certain models of learning. First one is a discovery learning, reception learning, events of learning. First one, individuals learn from his own discovery of the environment. They can self-motivated until to find the answers for the problem. Learning is flexible, explanatory, and discovery learning. Normally, individuals they have to discover. They have to discover what are the own discovery of the environment. Suppose what are the new things? There is a new things they have to learn. And perception, learn through the information receiving from the environment. They have to certain information they have to learn from the environment. Suppose some students are suppose going in the highway. There is a different type of vehicles are going. Different type of vehicles are there. Need motivation to learn the relevant to the learner. Events of learning. What are the events? Motivation phase, apprehending phase, acquisition phase, retention phase, recall phase, generalization phase, feedback. So in this way we have to engage the student. First one, motivation phase. A learner must be motivated by the teacher. Apprehending phase. Learner stands or pay attention to learn. appreciation, receive the information in learning. That is a we have to give that input to that. Retention, they have to retain their mind. Then only they have to reproduce, recalling the information. Generalization, transformation of information learned. They have discussed with the people. They have to interchange. Feedback, learned must receive the feedback on the performance or assessment. These are the this is the one. Finally, the multimedia approach. Nowadays, the multimedia approach can be used to the extent possible for achieving the above. So, student engagement through the different teaching approach and learning. The students also they have to cooperate for the that is a teachers for the engagement to learn the things. It is a nowadays that is earlier that is a teaching aids, that is a teaching method, that is a charts, that is a chalk and board, and also certain models. They also there nowadays multimedia everything we have to bring in this system. There is animation, 3D model, there is a power plant working, there is a thermal power plant working, hydro power plant working, there is a ocean thermal energy conversion plant, but it is not possible to go and see. There's a multimedia approach can be used to extend possible achieving the above. The teacher can make audiovisual presentation suitable for the content in different mixed visual. Also, the teacher can make the learner interact with the audiovisual multimedia material related to the content. They have to choose which type of visual. Normally, in my regular teaching, the subjects I have to use for the blended mode. We have to include, but it is a lecture session. Time is short, so I'm also giving the lecture method. That's why this will enhance the effective teaching and learning process. That's why nowadays multimedia approach is very much useful or finally this one. So in this way, so you have to engage the student. Nowadays, adolescent learners, they are also that they are also know certain things. They are also know the new concept. So in this way, we have to engage the student. Nowadays, student also know the things. We have to get there is a we have to facilitate the things to learn. In what purpose they are learning. That is what is the outcome they are also needed one. In this way, we have to engage the students. That is the thing. That is a, these are the certain things I also shared from this one. I also shared my experience in my that is a student level and teacher level thing. Now it is that I think it is very much useful for you. You have to adapt these things in your teaching learning. That is, you will be a successful educator. Your students also it would be that is a successful learner. Finally, they have that is they will also achieve that goal. That is the main aim of our education system. The students will achieve the goal. They have to learn the things in different methods. That is the thing. That is in this way you have to engage your students through effective teaching and learning. This is the final one. Okay, sir. I start this lecture. Okay. Any that is any discussion. I'm also so what I learned, what my experience I shared here. Suppose any you are also having certain things you want to learn means you have to discuss with me in this related to my lecture. Hello. That is I also engaged you for nearly for 1.5 hours. I also engaged you, and now hello. I'm not audible, sir. Hello, sir. Hello, madam. Madam, no, not audible. Madam. Hello. Not audible. 1 minute.
Participants, if you have any query, kindly post it in the chat box.
Short backs. Okay. There is a no. There is a audio track in this one. Okay. No.
There are about 44 audience present, but
44 audience. Okay.
there are no queries.
Because I also shared what I learned and also why I shared my experience with you through the lecture method. But suppose demonstrate. Suppose it is a physical mode means we are also giving certain exercises and we have to engage you in this different that is a teaching approach. That is the thing. In this online, I am also. Hello.
Surely in future we'll organize one offline session, sir, so that we'll have a better interaction with the audience.
In our NITTR, we are also running a lot of program, 1 week program. 15.
Yes.
You can come and attend, no problem.
Sure.
Here also. Okay, once again,
I think
thanks
we
for the
proceed with the vote of thanks.
Okay.
Good evening, all. I'm Tamil Selvi, IQAC Coordinator, Department of IT. Deemed it a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks. Let me start thanking the Almighty God for making us execute this event successfully. Then I thank Dr. M. Sendil Kumar Professor NIGGR Chennai, who accepted our invitation in a very short notice and sharing such an informative speech. Thank you, sir. I thank our Honorable President, Engineer ACS Arun Kumar, for his motivation and encouragement in throughout conducting this event. I also thank our Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi, IQAC Director, Dr. Malini Pandey, and IQAC Deputy Director, Dr. N.S. Subhashri, for the guidance and encouragement. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all the participants for their enthusiastic participation. Thank you all. Participant, attendance link will be posted in the chat box. Kindly fill the attendance link for your certificate. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you, madam. Thank you. Thanks
Thank
for
you. Thanks a lot.